I like cooking a meal that I'm gonna spend time with, starting early afternoon and making something for a large group of people for dinner. Some of my favorite things to cook are more Cajun traditional type dishes. I do like to experiment. My dad probably influenced my cooking the most. My mom's real good at boiling stuff, but my dad is the real cook in the family. I made a smoked ponce with tasso and sausage with a corn makshu, and I fried a little quail egg over easy and put it on top of the sliced ponce. I've made ponce several times. Basically, the ponce is the pig's stomach that they clean out. So what I did is I took it and I browned it a little bit to kind of toughen up the skin. And you constantly have to poke holes in it because it'll bust. It's overheat, so it aerates it. So I poke it with a fork a bunch. Depending on the size or the quantity of people I'm cooking for, onions, bell pepper, garlic cloves, I usually just guesstimate. I'll try to keep my onion to bell pepper ratio the same, so if I'm using 3 onions, I'll probably use 3 bell peppers. Garlic, I'll just look at how much onion and bell peppers I have and try to quantify it that way. And then I add in the vegetables and start browning. So usually I use sausage and tasso as a filler. If I'm cooking for a bunch of people, I'll probably get, 2 to 3 pounds of sausage to add in. Usually before I'm put the water in and the top on, I'll also throw in the sausage and tasso. I like to keep homemade pork stock in my freezer, and I use that as a base for flavor. Once all my vegetables are browned and I'm ready to put the top on the pot and let it simmer, I'll add the stock in, and usually a little bit of water. I let it cook for about an hour, hour and a half is usually a fair time, depending on the dish that I'm cooking. Being that this was smoked meats, this dish was technically already cooked before I put it in the pot. So simmering this is just on a low degree of temperature. So the way I make my corn makshu is I like to use, instead of oil, I'll use belly bacon and reduce the fat down and use the oil from the belly bacon to fry the corn in. Once you fry the corn, it breaks down the starch and gives it a sweet flavor. Once the corn's, browned and fried, I'll add in some rotel. Drain the liquid out, stir it in, let all those flavors melt together. It can take anywhere from like 15, 20 minutes to 30 minutes, just depending on how sweet you want it. The longer you cook it, the sweeter it's going to be, because the more starch is going to break down and turn into sugar. One of my favorite things to eat growing up was fried bologna sandwich with a fried egg on it over easy on some Evangeline made bread. And so if you look at a ponce, whenever it's pretty cylindrical, and so when you slice it up, you slice it into slices that look like ham. And I was inspired to fry a little quail egg over easy, just to add a little decadence to the dish. And it definitely did. I'd say that I spend majority of my time in the kitchen, either cooking it in it or cleaning in it or visiting with friends. I find that it's a place that people enjoy gathering in the kitchen. It smells good.